Hello everyone, I am thankfully going to review a good movie, because if you saw my last review, B movie, that was not good. So we got Shrek, so I'm really excited to review this. So Shrek, it is directed by Andrew Adamson and Vicky Jensen, produced by Aaron Warner, John H. Williams, and Jeffrey Katzenberg, written by Ted Elliott, Terry Rossio, Joe Stillman, and Roger S. H. Shulman, and based on Shrek by William Steig, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and John Lithgow. Music is by Harry Gregerson Williams and John Prell, edited by Sam Evan Jones, production companies from DreamWorks Animation and PDI DreamWorks, and distributed by DreamWorks Pictures. It released on April 22nd, 2001 in Main Village Theatre. There must be like a film festival. Nope. And released on May 18th, 2001, United States. It ran for 90 minutes. The budget for this movie was $60 million, and they got $484.4 million. The plot for this movie is Shrek is an antisocial and highly territorial green ogre who loves the solitude of his swamp. His life is interrupted after a drawfish Lord Frog of Glork exiled a countless number of fairy tales creatures to Shrek's swamp. Angered by the administration, he decided to pay Farquaad a visit and demand they be moved elsewhere. He allows the talkative donkey, who was excited as well, to tag along the guide him to Duloc. Meanwhile, Farquaad tortures gingerbread man from the location of the fairy tale creature, still in hiding. His swamp's interrupted and presents his Snow White magic mirror upon asking the mirror if his kingdom is the fairest of them all. Farquaad is told he is not even a king and must marry a princess to become one. He decides to propose Princess Fiona, who is locked in a castle tower, guarded by a female dragon. Unwilling to perform the task himself, he organizes a tournament in which the winner receives the privilege of rescuing Fiona. Shrek and Donkey arrive during the tournament and easily defeat a swarm of Farquaad's knights. Farquaad proclaims them champions and demands that they rescue Fiona. Shrek negotiates to have the fairy tales creatures relocated if he succeeds, and Farquaad accepts. Shrek and Donkey travel to the castle and are attacked by the dragon, who corners Donkey in desperation. He sweet talks her and she begins to fall in love with him. Meanwhile, Shrek locates Fiona, who is appealed at his lack of romance and the fact he had no slain dragon to flee castle after rescuing Donkey. But when Shrek moved his helmet and reveals that he is an ogre, Fiona refuses to go to Duloc unless Farquaad himself arrives. So Shrek simply carries her against her will that night after setting up camp. Fiona goes off alone, and Shrek explains to Donkey his frustration with being judged by his looks. Fiona overhears and decides to be kind to Shrek. The next day, they encounter a considered Robin Hood and the band of merry men, and Fiona dispatches them easily with martial arts, where they attack. Shrek is impressed with Fiona and they begin to fall in love. Cast: Mike Myers is Shrek, and one of the blind mice. Eddie Murphy is Donkey, Cameron Diaz is Princess Fiona, John Lithgow is Lord Farquaad, Vincent Castle is Robin Hood, Conrad Venison is Gingerbread Man, Chris Miller is Magic Mirror and Geppetto, Cody Cameron is Pinocchio and the Three Little Pigs, Summer J. Smith is a blind mice, Christopher Knights as the Thin Lewis and one of the blind mice, Aaron Warmer as a big bad wolf, Jim Cummings as captain of the guards, Catherine Freeman as an old woman, Donkey's ex-owner, Andrews Adamson as Duloc mascot, Bobby Block as Baby Bear from the Three Bears, and Michael Glasgow as Peter Pan. Production. At the time DreamWorks was founded, producer John H. Williams got hold of a book from his children, and when they brought it to DreamWorks, it caught Jeffrey Katzenberg's attention at the studio. He decides to make it into a film, recounting the inspiration of making this film. Williams said, "Every development deal starts with a pitch, and my pitch came from then kindergartner, in collaboration with his preschool brother. Upon our second reading of Shrek, the kindergartner started quoting large segments of the book, pretending he could read them. Even as an adult, I thought Shrek was outrageous, irreverent, unclassic, gross, and just a lot of fun. He was a great movie character in search of a movie." After buying the rights to the movie, Katzenberg quickly put in activated development in November 1995. Steven Spielberg had a thought of making a traditionally animated film adaptation of the book before when he brought on the rights to the book in 1991. Before the founding of DreamWorks, where Bill Murray would play Shrek and Steve Martin would have played Donkey. In the production wow, that's quite cool. Bill Murray as Shrek and Steve Martin as Donkey. Director, Andrew Adamson refused to admit it, but by Katzenberg, and he had an argument with him how much he should the film to appeal to adults. Katzenberg wanted both audiences, but he deemed some of Adamson's ideas, such as the sexual jokes and Guns N' Roses music to the soundtrack, to be too outrageous. Adamson and Kelly Asbury joined in 1997 to co-direct the film. However, Asbury left a year later to work on the 2002 film Spirit Salvation of the Cimarron, and was Now let's do the casting. Nicolas Cage was initially offered the role of Shrek, but he turned down because he did not want to look like an ogre. In 2013, Cage explained, "Furthermore, when you're drawn in a way, it says more about how children are going to see you than anything else, and I so care about that." Chris Farley was initially hired to voice Shrek, as he recorded nearly all the dialogue for the character, but he sadly passed away before completing the project. A story reel features a sample of Farley's recording dialogue was leaked to the public in August 2015. DreamWorks then recast the voice to Mike Myers, who insisted on a complete script rewrite to leave no traces of Farley's version of Shrek. According to Myers, he wanted to voice the character for two reasons. "I wanted the opportunity to work with Jeffrey Katzenberg, and the book is a great story about accepting yourself for who you are." And that is seriously what I think Shrek is good for. Like, what did Mike say? For accepting, about accepting yourself for who you are. That is what I like about that. But after Myers has completed providing the voice of the character, when the film was well in production, he asked to re-record all the lines with a Scottish accent, similar to his mother used when she told her bedtime stories, and she always used for his roles in other films such as So I Married an Axe Murderer and Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me. So Chris Farley was actually initially going to play Shrek, but he sadly passed away, so Mike Myers took the spot. Anyway, Shrek. I think it was a great, I was about to say comedy. Well, it is kind of comedy. Well, it is a comedy. I think it's a good animation comedy. I do like Shrek. I mean, it's not my favourite DreamWorks movie of all time. If I check my list, it's at the moment it's at number 11. So, I mean, I'm putting in movies because I know, like, what I'm going to give the movies, because I've seen 30 movies in DreamWorks so far, but I'm going to review them. But yeah, Shrek, I do give it a positive review, because it is a good movie. I mean, I will give it a bit higher than, let's see, Shrek. I'll give it a bit higher than Kung Fu Panda. Yes. Because that got an 83, and this movie got yeah. So, and a bit higher than The Prince of Egypt. But this movie was just a fun time. I cannot lie. I did enjoy Shrek. And I mean, it's not a score that people might think I'll give it. But for Shrek, my score, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Percentage, I'll give it an 84%. Grade, I'll give it a B+, and out of 10, I'll give it an 8.4 out of 10. So before I finish the reviews I'm going to do, because I'm already up to date, I'm going to be doing Shrek Forever After and Spirit Salvation of... What was it? Spirit Salvation or something? Hold up, I'll find it. It's something to do with Spirit. It's called Spirit. It's about the horses. Yeah, that one. I'm going to do that. Spirit Solations. I forgot. But yeah, that's the review that I'm going to do tomorrow. So yes, hope you enjoyed my review for Shrek. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll be a big help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.